Hi everyone, my name is Arsam and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to build a landing page or a website or a portfolio for yourself. But first we need to ask ourselves, why do you need a landing page? I believe personally in 2025 everyone should have a personal website for themselves, because let's say you meet a complete stranger, then that website is one quick way to introduce yourself, but it's also just a way to tell the world who you are. And essentially you're telling someone new three things about yourself, which is who are you, what do you do, and how can that person learn something from you, right? Besides this, this is also a great project to have under your wing. It's going to give you a lot of those skill sets for the front end engineering, right? Especially in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The best way to think about this is that HTML is essentially like your bones, CSS is like the skin, and then JavaScript is really just the muscles. With that said, and before we actually see how you can build a landing page, I do want to give you guys a preview of a page that I made in the last 3 days. It approximately took me 15 hours to build this page, and I'm super excited to show you guys. So let's go into it. All right, so now you know what a landing page looks like, but we want to ask ourselves, how do we build one? And so if you're a beginner, what I highly recommend is please do not write all of the code yourself. What you can do is you can actually go to one of these template files, right? So let's say, let me see, ht something like this, and this is just like one option. So you have a lot of done for you like blocks made over here. So if we click on one of these, this is how your website could look like, right? And you can just download this and make your own edits to it, which is also going to take a lot of time, by the way, but it's just going to give you stuff that you can work with. So I personally used this layout, as you can see, and then I personalized it for myself. And this is just one website. There are going to be a lot of other websites as well which you can use. um, but yeah, so the first step would just be to find yourself a base, a foundation which you can work upon and build upon. You don't want to write all of the code yourself, right? So the second step, once you have decided which one of these formats you want to use, the second step so the second step after you've decided which one of these formats do you want to go with is to download them and then open them on a code editor. Could be VS Code, could be your terminal if you prefer that. And you want to push this stuff to GitHub, right? So the way you do it is, I can show you. You go to your GitHub, if you have one, you go to repositories, and you're going to click on new repository. And so you're going to make a new repository. You can give it whatever name you want to. It should be public. Do not add a README file right now, and just create a repository. So once you've created the repository, you need to push all of the files that you downloaded to this GitHub. And so once you have done it, let's assume you have done it. So then you will have a page on GitHub which looks something like this, right? So I already have this made up. So it's a landing page, and then all of my stuff has been pushed up. But you're going to have something similar. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to settings, and you are going to go to pages. And once in pages, forget all of this stuff for now, right? You're not going to have it initially. What you have to do is you have to click for branch and then go to main, and then you have to click deploy, right? It's going to show up over here. And once you deploy it, what's going to happen is it's going to tell you your site is live at, and then there's going to be some link over here, and it's going to be a GitHub link, right? So right now I have a custom link. This is important to understand. You can host a website using GitHub for absolutely free, right? And that's just going to be a GitHub link. And so that's the next step you're going to do, which is going to allow you to see your website on the internet. And this is actually called like hosting with GitHub. So it's like really straightforward. You just push all your code and then you just like publish it using GitHub. The next step you can do after that is you can have a personalized custom domain for yourself. So in my case, I have this domain, right? And so for doing that, you first need to go and purchase a domain. And well, there are many different companies that you can use to buy a domain for yourself. I personally prefer GoDaddy. And so the way you do is, let's say you just go here, and let's say your name is like, I don't know, let's say Mike Tyson, right? So let's just write Mike Tyson here, and you're going to search for domains. All right. So as you can see, there are domains, so like it's MikeTyson.me, and there's like a lot of other domains as well. Some of them are going to be expensive, some of them are going to be like cheaper, and you can customize these. And then once again, GoDaddy is just one of these platforms. Like there are many other companies you can use. So find a domain that works for you. That's what I would suggest, and just purchase it. It's going to be an annual payment. I got my domain for $15, so they're not that expensive. And so once you buy it, I can show you what you have to do next. So I have this. This is my this is the domain I bought, right? And so you're gonna have something very similar to this. And what you want to do is go to domain, and then you want to click on manage DNS. So this is very important. You have to click on manage DNS within the domain you just bought right now, right? So simple. You go to GoDaddy, buy a domain, and then go to manage DNS. And once you go into manage DNS, I've already configured this up, but if you're going to do this for the first time, you won't have all of these A's, and you will not have a CNAME. And so you have to insert these connections, these endpoints, if that's how you want to think about this. And the way you do this is you just go and add new record. So you're going to click on this, right? Then click on add new record. Why is it not allowing me? That's fine. All right, I think it's not allowing me. I'm not sure why, but like if you're a new user, it should allow you to add new records. That's how I added them. And so you have to add 4A records, right? And so for this, you have to use a page. Let's see where that page is. I think it's this one. Um, these two pages, right? So there's this very good document on Medium. It tells you how to connect GoDaddy with your GitHub pages. And once again, you can do it for any domain. Like if it's anything apart from GoDaddy, that should work fine as well. I will attach a link to both of these two web pages for you so you can read through them as well. But the first step that you have to do is after you have bought the domain and everything, is you have to add 4A records. And you have to go to this Google Doc or like this GitHub doc. And that's essentially this document. And so now you want to scroll down and you want to be careful. You have to create A records, not the four A's, just the A records. And these four endpoints are what are the ones that you have to copy, right? So if you look, there's like similarity. It says 108, 109, 110, and 111. And so now if you go to my GoDaddy over here, you can see that's what you have to do. So you add four A records and you just put these endpoints. That's it. That's the first step. The second step is you have to add a CNAME. And so for CNAME, let me show you how you do it. So similarly, you will just add a record. It will be a CNAME. The name will, instead of an at, be www. And then instead of the data, right, you have to add the address of the GitHub page right now. So remember, initially we could have the website up free of cost using GitHub. The only problem is this is not very professional, and anyone can tell you're using a GitHub page. And so you want this, if you want it to be a custom domain, this is how you're linking it now to a custom domain, right? So you just have to give your GitHub address, which you would have gotten if you published it using GitHub pages as I had shown earlier. Once you do this and you save this, right, now you need to go to your GitHub, and all you now need to do is you just need to put your custom domain over here. So this is the domain you bought. And once you do it, it will start automatically to do a DNS check for you. And once that's completed, you will see that your site over here will change from the GitHub page to your custom domain. And now you can always visit this. And if you update your GitHub page, you're actually GitHub's gonna like run the DNS again, and it's gonna like update it for you. And so this is like one way to host a landing page for yourself. Maybe it's like a personal website, maybe it's for a product you're building, maybe it's for a company that you're working with. But yeah, so basic suggestions are work with a template that someone has already made and make your edits to it. Use GitHub to host your page and then have a custom domain. And these are all the resources you essentially need. It should not cost you more than 10 or $15. I know like there are some domains which only cost you $1 or $2 to make. So hopefully this was helpful. Once again, all of the resources are attached. And if you have any questions, please write out in the comments. I'm always very happy to help, and I really enjoy doing this. So bye bye. Take care.